Okay, so what we're doing here today is we're making up a dead weight anchor for a mooring buoy, like the one over there. So first of all, we are starting to make a platform that is level so that we can put this tire upon it. So because the bottom of the dead weight works better if it's concave for suction on the bottom of the floor, what we're going to do is we're going to set this piece of wood in here like that. Put a couple of these spacers underneath and then turn it over so that when we take it off it will have a concave surface underneath. So once I've got this all level, I'll set this piece of wood down with the spacer and put the tire on it. Okay, the first attempt at the platform was too flimsy, so I found this door and I leveled it up and blocked it up underneath. So now I've got my little recessed piece of wood in there with a little bit of a block underneath it to hold it up, and I'll place the tire on top of this. So I've lined the bottom of the tire now, just so when I put the concrete in it doesn't drip over and make a mess. I've cut up some rebar and I fabricated a link or a ring for putting the shackle on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat it with this industrial choice galvanizing compound, just hopefully making it last a little longer. So once I get that coated, I'll use the haywire and arrange it in here so that it will support each other and support the concrete. Well, we got some friends visiting. Yeah, they're interested in anchoring. But while I'm here, I just should note, I did sandblast my shackle link. I didn't bother. Rebars are going to be set in the concrete, but you should make sure all your gear is made of the same material so that you don't get accelerated corrosion from dissimilar metals. Pickings are good. Oh yeah. So what I've done, I lined the inside with a bit of granite rock and use that to help prop up the bottom rebar to keep it up off the bottom a little bit, and wired all my rebar in. Now I'm ready to pour the concrete. So I changed up the shackle link there and dropped it down a little bit. I didn't like how high it was hanging up there, and for leverage, it being pulled to the side, it standing up high, there'd be more leverage to unseat it. So I dropped it down and rewired everything, and now it's ready to mix up the concrete and pour in. So concrete mixes like gold on the island. Wanted to use it all, so I used that little plastic box to help scoop it up without making a mess. Caught the other bits on the cardboard before, and I'm going to throw some rocks in there and sink them in there and just add to the weight. So there you have it. It's always better to have an extra bag of cement mix, but when you come up to an island, the less packed the better. So what I ended up doing is I just stuffed a bunch of rocks in there, a bunch of granite. Started with big pieces and worked my way down, filled it right up. So that's good, everything's cleaned up. Let it set for a couple days, or at least overnight. Maybe I'll take the door. I got to get rid of the door before I go, but it should set overnight. Okay, from the small shackle to the center of the weight, dead weight, is 10 feet. Okay, we got a 10 feet tether, and then we have 4 lengths of 14 feet long. So that's 56 feet of the 3/8 chain, and then 10 feet of the heavier chain. Okay, I drug all the gear down to the low tide mark. And according to this, it's going to be low tide at 2 o'clock
and it's 12:30 now, so it's going to go a little bit lower. I'll drag it down as far as I can get it, and then as the tide comes up, it'll start to float, and then I'll be able to come in and grab it with the boat and pull it out to where we want it. Okay, it's high tide. I just went out with the boat and pulled out the uh, the buoy. I first came in, hooked up the bow line to it and backed up just to drag it out a little bit, and then I turned around and hooked up a bridle to the back of the transom, so there was two pulling points, and then drug it out. So there it is. We'll see how it is tomorrow at low tide, and then I'll start using it. Yay! And there it is, the final result.